Okay guys, this is gonna be the snare drum percussion etude explanation. First thing I have on my list of things to tell you is that you need to prep your situation to be successful. So inside of the audition is tambourine, suspended cymbal, crash cymbals, and triangle. My suspended cymbal was not set up, but I am going to set it up now. I'll grab my yarn mallets. When you're prepping your area in the audition room, you want to make sure that everything is where it normally goes as best you can. I can't promise they're going to have the same kind of setup or equipment that we have in our area. Next thing is practice the easy stuff first with the metronome so that you feel comfortable with it. Don't leave it to the last minute. So for instance, the easy stuff is all the auxiliary instruments, such as tambourine, such as suspended cymbal, crash cymbals, and triangle. So I'm going to throw my metronome on. Metronome marking here for this thing is 112. So I'm going to pull this down to 112. First thing is tambourine. Make sure that you don't let the jingles jingle while you're performing on the tambourine. My first attacks in the first part of the tambourine excerpt could have been louder. And then softer. And big again. Suspended cymbals coming up. One, two, one. That last part of the suspended cymbal roll is kind of tricky. I don't like the way it sounded for me. So I'm going to start before it on the second start where it starts with the half note roll. 1, 2. That's kind of hard. What I would do is I would actually slow down the strokes depending on what kind of instrument you're using. If you're using this kind of instrument, where it's on a loop like this, you got a lot more sustained power, and you may need to really slow down the strokes. But if you're playing on a traditional suspended cymbal stand, like over there, that's on a stick, it may not ring as long, and that may make it easier for you to control your strokes. So I'm going to do that one more time. Here it comes. And then mute. Yeah. For this instrument, for this cymbal, it's really got a lot of sustain to it. And then I prep myself for my crash cymbal section. 2, 3. Mezzo piano. I'm going to transition in that area one more time, just to make sure we've got everything set up the way we want to. So when you finish that crash cymbal hit here, we're going to immediately set them down and grab the triangle beater, and we're going to be ready. You want to make sure you get the decrescendo to happen in the first part of the triangle hit. So as you hit it, start playing softer. As soon as you get to beat 3, and you want to mute all those notes that have rests after them. And that's how you conclude. Next section is the first section that we need to talk about. This has a mess load of things going on with it. So you'll have to practice a lot of these different techniques quite a bit. We have first things first though, make sure you can count it with the metronome. For instance, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 3, 4, and 1, and 3, and 4, 1 and a 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 1, 2, and 3, Lily, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and a 4, 1 and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and E, and a 1, and 4, 1 a 2, and 3, a 4, 1 and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 4. So if you can't do that perfectly, then you have no business playing it. So make sure you can count it perfectly with the metronome. I messed up a couple numbers, but you got the idea. I was sight reading it. So as you're starting, start really soft. Things in there that are tough is getting the piano to really speak. That 9 over it means a 9-stroke roll, which means you're going to play double strokes. So ignore the first little bit of that practice. It's going to be pretty fast. All that was on the 9-stroke roll. Okay, so this is the second line. And those are all open strokes, the 5s. You want to make sure that you have the left hand sounding just as good as the right. And if you're ever sure, if you sound good, take the snares off. I can tell my left hand's not doing what it should. It's a good way to practice to make sure you're getting the right things. If you're using a pad, you'll also be able to hear it. So here's the second line going forward. When you get to the third line, you have the flams. Make sure you don't over accent the rights, the 4 rights in a row. Make sure you work through that so it sounds the same. Okay. And that's the first 2 measures of the third line. And then we have some more open stroke rolls coming up. 5 stroke rolls are what those are. Okay. And then the 4th line, we have some rhythmic variety. So I would play all that, honestly. Kind of the cheater way to do it, but I would play all that with one hand. If your hands are fast enough to play singles that fast, just so that you can have the control and the sound quality stay the same. And that last bit, the last measure of the snare drum etude, is a roll, and I don't know what number it is. It's probably like 15 or 17, but it's 3.5 beat, 2 full beats of roll with a release on 1. So good. Now we're going to get through the entire thing. I'm going to make sure that my camera's still running. It is. All right. Here we go from the beginning to the end, hopefully with as little mess up as possible. 1, 2, here it goes. Better. I'm going to play that again for you. A lot of inconsistency in what I was doing. Here it comes again. Sorry, y'all. If I was using paper, this would be easier. So, triangle, 3, 2, 3, 4. It's too loud. Starting over, 3, 2, 3, 4. That's the end of it. I made some noises while I was transitioning to Tambourine, and to suspended cymbal. You want to make sure that that does not happen. You want zero sound on the instruments, as if it were a concert setting. You want no extraneous sounds on the instruments. They're not supposed to be played. If I were to practice that, I would do that better. So good luck, and spend lots of time in the snare drum section, but don't forget to work on the transitioning between the instruments. Okay, y'all, this is going to work on the snare drum sight reading excerpt. So we're going to go down to percussion and sight reading factory. We're going to grab snare drum. We're going to start with level 1, 4/4. Make it simple for ourselves. Free play. Okay, I'm going to make this bigger so I can see it and so you can see it a little better. This is 8 measures. We probably should make this 16 when you're going to practice. See what this looks like. Maybe too big, yeah. I'm gonna make this just a little bit smaller so I can get through it all. All right, there's your 4 lines. Okay, so in level 1, you've already got flams. So you wanna make sure that you're taking a look at that in the study session. If you can't do flams at will, at call, then you need to spend more time practicing flams. Because there's no sticking indicated, you need to make sure you're doing the easiest thing for you possible. So I would go right with those. So. Everything is right hand lead. Everything is right hand lead. And work through that. Tempo for this, you should not go much faster than 100. Usually I tell people actually it should be a little slower than that. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, I got another metronome running, sorry. Yeah, this is pretty slow, right? Rest. Last line, rest. Okay. You need to be able to do that without any kind of issue. You also need to make sure that you are practicing in different time signatures, such as 3/4, 2/4. I'm going to go ahead and move to level 2 so that you can see what that is like. So obviously a lot more content here. This is more like the actual etude, and that is maybe what you see. I'm going to change one parameter, which is going to be the dynamics are in there. Can I get, I guess level 3. Yeah, level 3 gets articulations. Okay, well, we're just going to go ahead with it. We'll put it in 3/4 to give some variety for what you're seeing. First things first, you need to be able to kind of sing through it in your head and go through as much of it as you can. So you need to have done this so many times at home that when you get to see it in front of you, you have no issue with it. So, bzz dot frop dot 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 bzz dot bzz dot dot bzz dot bzz dot 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 frop dot bzz dot dot frop dot frop rest bzz dot 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 bzz dot frop dot bzz dot 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 frop dot 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 frop bzz dot dot frop dot 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 frop sorry dot 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 frop fop frop fop fop rest bop 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 frop bop frop bop bop bzz dot 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 frop bop. So if you can do that in your first little bit, then you can sing through some of those harder sections. Honestly, the beginning up to here was kind of hard. Bzz dot frop bop 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 bzz dot bzz dot bzz dot 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 sorry bzz dot dot bzz dot bzz dot dot dot. I'm gonna do that again. Bzz dot dot bzz dot bzz dot 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 frap, bzz, dot, dot, frap, frap, bzz, dot, 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 bzz, dot, 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 bzz, dot, dot. Okay? So let's try it. That's as much time as they're going to allow you to have, probably less. You can sing through things while you're working, just as long as you don't make noises on the instrument. Yeah, you can see the drum. Okay, here we go. Good luck, Mr. Butler. 2, 3. Rest. Okay, so a couple things I didn't do well is I didn't accentuate my accents when I was supposed to, and I didn't always nail some of these sections. However, if you go in and you play it about that well, you're probably going to get most of your points. Most of the high scores will be in that area, if not less. Okay, so more accents being brought out. For instance, that measure. I would practice things like that more. I'd make sure that those eighth notes are softer than that. So you want to hear that dot, 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 dot. You want to feel the accents while you're playing. And if you are overplaying the drum, playing too loud, then you're probably not going to nail those dynamic differences. You want to maybe approach them softer. So for instance, playing those notes that are unaccented, much, much softer than normal, just so you can make some difference, okay? There may have been other things, like I may have waited too long on a rest or something, but that's pretty solid. If you do a lot of this in level 1 and level 2, you will be really in great shape for the All-County Band percussion sight reading audition. It will be on snare drum. It will not be on your other auxiliary instruments. Okay? Good luck.